You're getting very excited about your cruise that's coming up. You got all your stuff all ready to get packed away and you have it in your staging area. Well, you have some things in that staging area that shouldn't be going with you. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Seekers, and today we are going to talk about things that you should not bring on your cruise. Usually it's because A, they are forbidden, they're just not allowed. B, it's not a good idea. It might cost you some money if you bring that, or you might lose something that's really valuable to you. Or C, you know what, we're past these type of things with the cruise lines. We don't need to pack these things. It's not needed. The cruise line will provide it for you. So before we get into all of those things that you should not bring on a cruise, I would just like to thank everybody who has become a member of this Cruise Seekers community. Thank you so much for subscribing and turning on that notification bell on. It is so important to us. And if you have not become a member of the Cruise Seekers community just yet, think about subscribing. Turn that notification bell on. It really does help us a tremendous amount. We would love to have you to become one of those first 10,000 subscribers with this community. Thank you so much for subscribing and turning on that notification bell on. And while you're down there, think about hitting that like button. It really does help that YouTube algorithm. It helps other people find this video if they're wondering what they should bring on their next cruise. So now let's get into the meat of this video. Let's talk about what not to bring on your next cruise. So I'm going to break these things down into a couple of different sections. The first one, we're going to talk about things that are banned from getting on the cruise line because they're a fire hazard. There's one thing on a ship that is the most dangerous thing, and that is fire. So cruise lines do not play with any type of thing that you can bring on the ship that can potentially cause a fire. So one of the first big things that you just do not want to bring, no matter how much ambiance it's going to provide you, do not bring any candles or any incense with you on your cruise. It's just not allowed. Don't bring it, folks. If you do want kind of like a nice little candle ambiance in your cabin one night, get one of those little electric candles. Those work just fine. So other things that you can't bring because of the fire hazard involved with them are irons or steamers for your clothing. Do not bring them. If you want, you can always bring some wrinkle release, Downy wrinkle release, to kind of help you release those wrinkles in your clothes that you've packed. Also think about maybe putting those clothes that have some wrinkles into the bathroom with you when you're taking a shower. That steam that will occur when you're taking a shower will help release some of those wrinkles as well. Another thing you do not want to bring on the cruise ship at all is like a hot pot or any kind of, kettle to warm water or warm, like maybe even ramen noodles. I don't know why people would eat ramen noodles on a cruise, but I've seen people bring those ramen noodle cookers, but don't bring it. It's just not allowed. Some people also had fireworks taken away from them while they were on the cruise. I don't know what people think, that they can shoot off like Roman candles off the side of the ship, but it's not allowed, folks. Don't bring fireworks. And finally, the big one, a lot of people already know about this, but I just will be remiss if I didn't say it. Do not bring a surge protected power strip onto the cruise line. They will take it away. There are other options that you can use for, extra power that do not have a surge protector in there. Take a look in my Amazon store that I have listed in our description. There are a few great options there so you can get a few extra, outlets for your room. So those are the real big things that are involved with fire issues. Some people wonder, if heating elements are not allowed, am I allowed to bring a hairdryer? Yes, you can bring your own hairdryer. Yes, you can bring your, curling iron. Yes, you can bring a hair straightener. Those things are allowed. Now, on to some of the other banned things that are not allowed on the cruise ship at all, but they're not really related to being a fire hazard. And the first one is hard alcohol and beer and spirits. You cannot bring those things on the ship. You're just not allowed. Some ships, you're not even allowed to bring wine anymore. Like, for example, MSC does not allow you to bring wine on the ship with you. So don't try to sneak it in there. The cruise lines are really good about figuring out what are potential bottle scams. They've done it before 100 times. If you think you can get away with it, the odds are you can't. The cruise line has seen it already. So don't try to smuggle alcohol onto the ship. Another thing you should not bring on the ship is any CBD cannabis related products, even though it might be legal in different areas, even though you can maybe get it shipped to anywhere in the country because they're a certain type of CBD gummy. Don't bring it on the ship. They are not allowed. Now let's talk about some weapons. You cannot bring weapons on the ship. Some people bring knives. Some people bring martial art little things and they think, oh, I'm going to just bring my nunchucks, or I'm going to bring a little star, or I don't know why they bring it, but they bring it. I see them all the time in the confiscated items area. Don't bring any weapons. Don't bring any restraints. Sorry, no handcuffs, not allowed. You can't bring handcuffs on the ship. Do not bring knives of any sort. Now, some cruise lines do allow small knives shorter than 4 inches long, but please just don't bring them. It's just easier not to bring them. I know that sometimes I accidentally had my Swiss Army knife packed away in one of my bags, and my bag got put into the naughty area. So don't deal with the heartache. Don't deal with the issues. Don't deal with the, I guess, embarrassment of having to go to the naughty area and explain yourself on why you brought a knife. And I had to say, oops, I completely forgot that thing was in there. Now, some other less nefarious type of things that are just not allowed on cruise ships, depends upon the line. Some allow it, some don't. So you really should check it with your line. Is like, for example, drones. Do not bring drones on the ship unless you know for sure that it's allowed to be brought on there. You usually can never use the drone while you're on the ship, while the ship is moving, while the ship is at port. You also need to understand every location, every port that you go to has certain rules for drone flight. So it might not even be worth it to bring your drone along with you, no matter how good of a shot you think you're going to get of your cruise ship. And believe it or not, some people who like to do metal detecting would want to bring their metal detector when they're kind of doing a beach combing session over in, say, Island A or Island B or Island C, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. But who knows? You know, you might want to think about bringing it. Don't. A lot of cruise lines do not allow bringing of metal detectors onto the ship. And the last thing that's kind of non-nefarious that you just are not allowed to bring onto the ship is those inflatables for like the pool for the kids. There's life jackets already on the ship that will help kids if they need to have that water, flotation device, some sort of flotation device. Just don't bring your own inflatables. Do not bring like water noodles or any of those type of things. Do not bring little pool games. The pools are pretty small to begin with, and they're basically human soup. So there's not a lot of space to go swimming around in there for a pool game. So don't bring those pool games either. The next thing I like to say not to bring is because of, just safety reasons, and if there's really no need for it, is expensive jewelry, expensive watches, a large sum of cash. Those are not needed on the ship. There are ATMs in your port. There are ATMs. If you need cash at any given time, you can always go to those ATMs. Yeah, I understand the fees are a little high, but it's much safer than being sorry when you bring large sums of cash. You just don't want to have to deal with any type of potential theft. Same thing with jewelry. I've seen time and time again people losing precious pieces of jewelry that they are so sad that they lost when they went on their cruise. Don't put yourself in a position where you can lose something of extreme value. Now, some of these things that I'm about to talk about next are things that people are packing that you just don't need. The cruise line already takes care of these for you. Do not pack a beach towel. The cruise line has plenty of beach towels to let you use while you're in your port of call. When you're on your ship, you do not need to pack a beach towel. And the other thing you just do not need to pack are extra hangers. If you happen to need any extra hangers in your room, your cabin steward will be more than happy to go and get it for you. And this is sort of like a little bit of, depending upon who you are and if you want to do it, you don't have to bring an extra pillow or your favorite pillow. The cruise line does have a lot of different type of pillows on their ship. If you do not like the pillow that's in your room, talk to your cabin steward. They have many different types. They can switch it out for a feather pillow or a foam pillow, whatever you might need. They will probably have it on the ship to make sure that you are comfortable. Now, some other things that people wonder if they should bring or not, this is sort of like you have to make your own decision. Me, I don't bring any toiletries. I don't have much hair anymore. So cruise line shampoo / conditioner mixed together thing is perfectly adequate for me. Not for my wife. So she brings hers, but I don't bring mine. Same thing with body wash for me. I don't have to bring my body wash that I have from home. It just not needed for me. I can use the bar soap. I can use the soap that's provided with the cruise line. My wife, on the other hand, she is very sensitive to different types of chemicals, so she will bring her own body wash and her own soap. Now, one of the other things that we used to bring all the time when we went on a cruise was highlighters. Highlighters are not needed anymore. Right now, we do everything with our phones, and our phones are our cruise planner, and we can actually heart different things that we like on the cruise planner. And our phone then will let us know when the next event that we wanted to go to is about to get started, so it will remind us with that. There's no need to bring on those highlighters anymore. So there you go, folks. Those are the things that you should not, please do not bring these things on the cruise ship. If you really enjoyed this video, hey, give it a big thumbs up. It really does help the YouTube algorithm and will help other people find this video if they're wondering if they should bring something onto a cruise ship. If you know of an item that's not allowed on a cruise ship, leave it in the comment section below. We would love to add to this list, let other people know of things that you just should not bring on a cruise ship. If you have a question about a certain item, if it's allowed on your cruise ship, leave that in the comment section down below too. We'll figure it out if it's allowed or not. And finally, one more time, if you have not become a member of this Cruise Seekers community, think about subscribing and turn that notification bell on. We would love to have you as a member of this Cruise Seekers crew. Thank you so much for doing that. So until we talk again next time, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.